You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
WGPR Detroit, HD2.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Good morning, everybody. Y'all caught me on a lean. This is Mikael from Healthwise. We are located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, about 3 blocks west of Ryan, between Ryan and DeQuindon. And we're there to service you Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7. And you can reach us there at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-3438. Our old number still works, 313-366-DIET. And if you want to reach me directly, set up some one-on-ones, you can at 313-600-8532. I like to get into some of the root causes of a lot of diseases or diseases. And I ran across this article from Macola and I thought it was interesting that I copied it and thinking about making it available for you if you stop by. But I don't know, for a couple bucks to help pay for this printing because it's ridiculous. However, it top anti-inflammatory foods and supplements. Okay. A lot of diseases is caused by the standard American diet. And there are certain foods that you think is good that is harmful to you, like tomatoes. Tomatoes is good as long as you don't eat the seeds or the skin. Those parts are harmful to us. The other parts is good for us. With any chronic disease, including heart disease, malignancy, or obesity, this condition is usually a key underlying factor. If you don't deal with it, you may not improve. Chronic inflammation is a hallmark of virtually all diseases, including cancer, obesity, heart disease. Your diet plays a significant, if not primary role, as it can either trigger or prevent inflammation. Dark green, leafy vegetables. That's one reason I like to stabilize greens, because it has organic, dark green, leafy vegetables in it. You got berries. It's one reason the noni juice is so powerful, because of the blueberries that they use. And mushrooms. Reishi mushroom. We make a drink. Kabocha mushroom, and it's a fermented food, and as you see later on, that's so important. So leafy greens, berries, mushrooms are potent anti-inflammatory foods. People with autoimmune diseases may want to limit vegetables high in lectins. That's that was telling about the tomatoes. Though, as they may cause more problems than they solve. Traditional fermented and cultured foods are anti-inflammatory staples that work their magic by optimizing your gut flora. See, 80% of most people's guts is harmful bacteria. Ideally, you want it to be 80% friendly bacteria. We like to use both the foods, like the fermented foods, like they listed here, kefir, yoga. Yoga, if it's from the farm-raised cows, okay, and farm-raised milk, okay, natto, kimchi, miso, tempeh, pickles, we are familiar with that, sauerkraut, okay, olives. We have folks that was having acid reflux and had some olives, calmed it right down. And other fermented vegetables. Marine-based omega-3 fat found in fatty cold water fish that are low in environmental toxins, no lead, are important in anti-inflammatories that are particularly critical for brain and heart health. That's one reason I like the Salmon Oil Plus so good, because it's from the salmon. The elastic salmon is tested for over 400 contaminants, including lead, etc. But it's excellent food for your brain, your nervous system, and your heart, etc. Your joints we all need omega-3 daily. I found out that the omega-3 from seeds, like chia seed and hemp seed, yields the highest amount of omega-3. Flaxseed yields some, but not as high as the hemp and the chia. But those omegas from the seeds is different from the omega-3 from your fish. Okay, both of them is omega-3. It's a little different. My body needs both. Okay. Other anti-inflammatory foods and supplements, including green tea. It's good to have a cup of green tea every day. Spices such as cloves, ginger, rosemary, turmeric. I initially started using turmeric from my mom's because I found out that of all the countries in the world, in India, where they use turmeric, I believe breakfast, lunch, and dinner, had the lowest amount of dementia. Then I found out that it's good for pain too. Okay, you just have to take it with some little black pepper to help with the absorption rate. Herbal remedies such as white willow bark. You know, when the white man gave the Indians alcohol, they got a hangover. The Native Americans got some white willow bark because it's known for getting rid of headaches and hangovers. Here we talking about anti-inflammatory. Maritime pine bark, cat's claw, supplements such as resveratrol, okay, cumin, capsaicin, the cayenne pepper, okay, that we use in the popcorn, and vitamin D3, okay, that we have at Healthwise, zinc, and SAMe. All of these supplements we carry at Healthwise, and if you don't, just give me a call at 313-366-DIET, and we'll get it for you. Chronic inflammation is a hallmark of virtually all diseases, including cancer, obesity, and heart disease. While inflammation is a perfectly normal and beneficial process that occurs when your body's white blood cells and chemical protect you from foreign invaders like bacteria and viruses, it leads to trouble when the inflammatory response gets out of hand and continuously indefinitely. Continue to do what you always done, you will continue to get what you always got. And if you think you're going to get something different, that's a sign of insanity. That's a quote from some famous person, I think it's Einstein. Your diet plays a significant, if not primary, role in this chain of events, and is the perfect place to start to address it. Certain nutritional supplements can also be helpful as add-ons, okay? Because, see, Makola believes in food heals, and we know that's the truth. Food do heals. It's in the Bible. So one reason I like to stabilize greens so much, because it promote healing from the inside out. Below, I review some of the foods, spices, and supplements known for their anti-inflammatory power and the food known for their inflammatory effects. If you struggle with any chronic health conditions, chances are you have inflammation in your body and would be wise to take a cold, hard look at what you're putting into it. It's so important. Anti-inflammatory food basics. A key part of anti-inflammatory diet involves excluding refined vegetable oils. Now, as they are clearly one of the most pernicious and pervasive poisons in the food supply. Now, this is a little bit out the box, but you can try it yourself. Experiment with it. That water you get from Healthwise, you want to make sure they restructure it. Then you could take your some of that water, put it in a bowl, take your oils, the vegetable oils, and put it in that water for at least 15 minutes. Okay, half hour, but at least 15 minutes. Now, based on the inventor, he said that frequency from that water would neutralize the poisonous aspects of that vegetable oil. Okay, they'll still be there, it just won't have a negative effect on you. Okay, how they do that, I can't tell you. That's just like how God cleaned the water on the planet for millions of years. Okay, he figured that out, and he's giving you ways to dealing with this poisonous food that continuously to give us, especially the oils. They more detrimental than that white sugar. Simply avoid all processed foods. Okay, now that I had to go 100%, because the processed foods, that take the scraps from meats and blend it all together and mix it with nitrates, pesticides, and herbicides, and who knows what other chemicals out there. And they call it spam or bologna, a hot dog, a hamburger. It's just loaded with processed chemicals. So avoid those. If you're interested in getting healthy, you got to stop poisoning yourself. And most restaurant foods will go a long way towards helping you avoid them. Okay, so most, because restaurants use the cheapest oil they can find. All right. But we more spiritual than we are physical, so by praying over our food, we also change the molecular structure of it too, because God made us and he didn't make no junk. We're very, very powerful, but we just haven't got no owner's manual, had to tap into that. One of the simplest yet perhaps most impactful dietary changes you can make is to eliminate seed oil from your diet. Omega-6 lactic acid, AL, is, I believe, a primary contributor to nearly all chronic diseases, because when consumed in excess amount, the LA acts as a metabolic poison that radically eliminates the mitochondrial function and your ability to produce cellular energy. The oils that they use at fast food restaurant, it's extremely detrimental to the mitochondria of your cells, which is the energy of your cells. And if cells can't function because they have no energy, then you're subject to get diseases. Okay. Industrial seed oil or vegetable oils are a primary source of LA, but even food sources hailed for their health benefits contain it, such as olive oil and conventional raised chicken and pork, both of which are fed a lot of seeds, okay, and grains that's rich with LA. As for anti-inflammatory foods, to eat more of vegetables are a key staple. Dark leafy greens such as kale, collard greens, Swiss chard contains powerful antioxidant flavonoids, cannabinoids, and vitamin C that can help protect against cellular damage. Ideal opt for organically, locally grown vegetables that are in season, and consider eating a fair amount of them raw. Okay, ideal would be 80%, but you get tired of chewing, you just put them in the blender and blend them up and drink it. But just try to, if you can, blend your vegetables with your vegetable juice and your fruit with your fruit juice. Juicing is an excellent way to get more greens from your diet. There's a caveat though. If you struggle with autoimmune diseases or have significant inflammatory agent in your body, consider limiting vegetables with high lectin content, as the lectins may pose a problems. Okay, lectins, that's okay, lectins. Among the most problematic lectin-containing foods are beans, grains, legumes, member of the nightshade family like eggplant, potatoes, peppers. High lectin foods can be made safer to eat through proper soaking and cooking, as well as fermenting and sprouting. Using a pressure cooker is particularly beneficial for the beans. So it's just a way of doing it. You just want to figure that out. Now, this Oxidate and another plant compound that can cause problems, as they are not only will increase inflammation, but will worsen your mitochondrial function. Those prone to oxidate kidney stones typically need to be on an oxidate-free diet as well. Foods high in oxidate include potatoes, white and sweet, almonds, seeds, dark chocolate, beets, beans, and many others. When he got to that list, is some of my favorite foods: beets, almonds, dark chocolate. So, yeah, I take my food. The other thing we can do to the food to neutralize a lot of the poisons. Remember that showed you a long time ago, this plug that we have at Healthwise that neutralized the 5G and the 4G and 3G, the electromagnetic field is put out by the cell phones, put out by the computers, put out by the cell towers, put out by the wiring in your house. That electromagnetic field can all be neutralized with a little simple little plug that we have at Healthwise. All right. Once you become Healthwise, we'll take the plug and put it on your cell phone. And in 5 minutes, the electromagnetic field from your cell phone gets neutralized, and your cell phone turned into like a healing instrument. So you can take all your food for at least 15 minutes and put it next to your cell phone. Again, we do things out the box, but we do things that work. And you can test this if you want to. The same goes for mushrooms, which are commonly overlooked. Shaki mushroom, for example, contains ooh, okay. I didn't study this one, how to pronounce this one, but it inhibits oxidative stress. Mushrooms also contain a number of unique nutrients that may not get enough of in your daily diet. One of those nutrients is copper, which is one of the few metallic elements accomplished by amino acids and fatty acids that are essential in human health. Since your body can't synthesize copper, your diet must supply it regularly. Copper deficiency can be a clear factor in development of coronary heart disease, also baldness. Another excellent anti-inflammatory mushroom is the reishi, which contains glycine acid, a terpene that induce a programmed cell death of damaged cells and enhances the immune system. Reishi mushrooms enhances the immune system. Okay, copper enhances the immune system. Fermented and cultured foods. This is one of my favorite. Is that fermented foods? If you got acid reflux and you having an attack, you take some sauerkraut, and eat that. You'd be surprised how it calms your stomach down because it puts the acid back in. All right? People have had real salt and they've had a stomach attack from acid or something, a lack of acid really. And they take some of that salt and put it on the back of their tongue and swallow it, and within a minute, that upset stomach is just subsided. And did the same thing with pickles and other fermented foods. Typically, fermented and cultured foods are anti-inflammatory staples that work their magic by optimizing your gut flora, putting the friendly bacteria back into your gut. A majority of inflammatory diseases start in your gut as a result of imbalanced microbes. See, that's one of the reasons I got into this some 50 years ago when I learned that 98% of all diseases originate in the colon, which they talk about the gut, the small intestines. Fermented foods such as kefir, natto, kimchi, miso, tempeh, pickles, garlic, sauerkraut, olive, and other fermented vegetables will help reseed your gut with beneficial bacteria. Ideally, you want to eat a wide variety of them because each contain a different set of beneficial bacteria, probiotics. See, at Healthwise, we recommend you eat the foods, and we have a supplement, 3 of them. One is Jarrow, which we've been using for 30 years. It's got the probiotics and the prebiotics. The probiotics your body can use right now. The prebiotics, your body take those nutrients and make more probiotics. And both of them is in this first one we mentioned. It's called Jarrow. We got a Dr. Guntley, a probiotic. And then Dr. Group got a probiotic. So either one of them, pills work, and then you got your foods that's working too. Okay. If you don't like, wait a minute. Fermented foods can help rid your body of harmful toxins. Kimchi, for example, has been shown to break down pesticides that promote inflammation. And since we, kimchi, 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 it's important to have something to break down these pesticides, because I ran across a report, I think it's like 70-80% of Americans got Roundup, glyphosate in their bodies, in their system. And here we got kimchi to help promote help to break down pesticides. Okay. As reported in the study, and to get his references, in the Journal of Agriculture Food Chemistry, the organ prostrate insecticide cyphicose degrades rapidly during chemistry fermentation and was 83.3 degrade by day 3. By day 9, it was degrade completely. Wow. All right. If you don't like fermented vegetables, consider yoga, okay, made from raw, organic milk from grass-fed cows. Yoga has been shown to reduce inflammation by improving the integrity of your intestinal lining, thereby preventing toxins in your gut from crossing into your blood system. Marine-based omega-3 fatty acids found in cold water fish that are low in environmental toxins such as wild Alaskan salmon and sardines and artichokes are also important anti-inflammatory, be reference number 2, and are particularly important for brain and heart health. In fact, omega-3 levels is a powerful predictor of mortality. Yes, omega-3 is serious, and your body needs it every day. If you don't enjoy these types of fish, you can consider using krill oil instead. Research published in the Scandinavian Journal of Gastroenterology in 2012 confirmed that daily supplementation with krill oil effectively reduces inflammation and oxidative stress. The oxidative is when your body is aging. As with vitamin D3, it is advisable to check your omega-3 index on a regular basis to ensure optimization. Ideally, you will want to maintain an omega-3 index of 8%. Grassroots Health offers a convenient, cost-effective test to measure both your vitamin D3 levels and your omega-3. Again, that's grassroothealth.com. I think it's .com. They don't say it on here. It's either .com or .org, but it's Grassroot Health. Many teas also offer anti-inflammatory benefits that can be enjoyed by most. Mecca Tea is one of the most nutrient-rich green teas and comes in the form of stone ground unfermented powder. The best Mecca comes from Japan. That's Matcha. Now, we just got a new one that's Mecca, okay, that's also got CBD oil in it. So, and take that with the restructured water, you're talking about a powerful cup of tea daily, at least with 2 or 3 cups of tea of this every day. They do it in Japan, and I think they got the lowest amount of cancer in the world. I should say the major industrial countries. Anti-inflammatory herbs and spices. Yes, I like this. Ounce for ounce, herb and spices are among the most potent and anti-inflammatory ingredients available, and making sure you eat a wide variety of them on a regular basis can go a long ways towards preventing chronic illnesses. That's so important, is the herbs and spices. Just be careful because herbs and spices is God's medicine. And if you're taking drugs, you want to make sure you don't have a reaction from God's medicine, the spices and herbs, which man's drugs. All right. That's one reason I like the Ultimate Classic, because no matter what vitamin or supplement or a drug, medicine that you're taking, if you can eat food, you can take the Ultimate Classic. And all diseases is caused by a lack of minerals and trace minerals. And the Classic got over 19,000 milligrams of trace minerals, over 600 per 1 ounce serving. Excellent, excellent, excellent. According to a novel study in the Journal of American College of Nutrition, published in 2012, cloves, ginger, rosemary, and turmeric were able to significantly reduce oxidative harmful cholesterol, LDL, induce expression of TNF, A, or tumor necrosis factor, a ketoid involved in systematic inflammation. Should y'all get that? That's very powerful. Ginger, cloves, rosemary, and turmeric. Another steps towards freeing yourself from inflammation. Ginger lowers 3 different inflammation biomarkers, suggesting its superior anti-inflammatory action. But rosemary and turmeric also show protective capacity by both oxidative protection and inflammatory measures. The interesting thing about the study is that they use real-world doses, meaning amounts you would normally use in your daily cooking, but not mega dosing you might find in a concentrated supplement. For example, those in the organ group are just half a teaspoon oregano daily for 7 days. It's half a teaspoon. It's some powerful things. Garlic is another kitchen staple that have been measured for its medical properties for centuries. Garlic exerts its benefits on multiple levels, offering antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antioxidative properties. Most recently, 2019 review and mega-analysis conclude garlic effectively lowers several inflammatory biomarkers, including C-reactive protein, TNF-A, and interleukin-6. I could say Dr. Makota can get deep with y'all, but it's the facts and it's the truth, and the truth will set you free. It's though that much of garlic's therapeutic effects come from its sulfur-containing compounds. See, garlic and onion is rich in sulfur, which is real good for your skin. Research has revealed that the alley digest in your body is produce sulfuric acid, a compound that reacts faster with dangerous free radicals than any other known compound. Garlic, I swear. As earlier studies published in the Journal of Medical Foods found a direct correlation between the antioxidant phenol content of spice and herbs extract and their ability to inhibit a glycogen and block the formation of AGE compound, which stands for Advanced glycosation end products, making them potent precursors of heart disease and premature aging. You got that, garlic. Here, cloves are ranked as the most potent of 24 common herbs and spices found in your spice rack. The following were found to be the top 10 most potent anti-inflammatory herbs and spices. Cloves, okay, cinnamon, Jamaican allspice, apple pie spice mixture, and oregano. Okay, pumpkin pie spice mixture, margarine, sage, thyme, gourmet Italian spice. Adding those to your food, now you're making your body more antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. Okay, losing the pain, reducing the pain. Cumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory with poor absorption unless you take it with black pepper. Okay, so they got details about this. I don't know if how much detail you want to get into, but cumin, the active ingredient in turmeric, also has a solid foundation in science with numerous studies vouching for an anti-inflammatory effect, as noted in the 2017 review in the Global Journal Foods, reference number 14. Cumin aids in the management of oxidation and inflammatory conditions, metabolic symptoms, arthritis, anxiety, and hypolipidemia. It may help in the management of exercise-induced inflammation, muscle soreness, thus aid enhancing recovery and performance in active people. So if you had an operation, you want to make sure you got some curcumin in your system before doing and after the operation. In addition, a relatively low dose of complex can provide health benefits for people that do not have digestive health conditions. Most of these benefits can be attributed to its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. A drawback of turmeric is its poor absorbability and rapid elimination from your system, as noted in this food review. Taken by itself, turmeric typically does not impact the health benefits with which this spice is associated. Certain compounds or additives that can significantly boost this bioflavonoid, though. One is pipeline, the active ingredient in black pepper, which has been shown to increase the bioavailability and of cumin by 2,000%. This is why you typically find pipelines as an ingredient in most cumin formation. A typical doses of fermented, standardized cumin supplements is 400 to 600 milligrams 3 times a day. Wow. Cumin, 400 to 600 milligrams 3 times a day, and make sure you have that with that cayenne pepper. Okay. Affirmation ingredients can provide health, pain relief. I don't know how much more I can get into this, but another interesting paper in the Journal of Surgical Neurology International natural inflammatory agents for pain relief, highlights several foods and spices already mentioned, specifically omega-3, green tea, and turmeric. In addition to these, also discuss the anti-inflammatory effects of the 5 suggestions. White willow bark being number 1, maritime pine tea, reserve dog, cat's claw, and chili pepper. Okay. Interesting, by the year 2013, animal studies found capsaicin produced anti-inflammatory effects that were compatible to diclofenac, a non-steroid anti-inflammatory drug commonly prescribed to patients with mild to moderate arthritis. Ooh, just readings. I wish I had brought my. I thought it was gonna be easier to read this off the paper than read off my phone. I think my phone is better. But anyway, I'm gonna keep on going. Frankincense. I had never heard of frankincense being beneficial to your health. Okay, vitamin D3. Like I said, this is gonna give you the list because I want to make sure you get that list. Zinc. The vitamin D3 is 10,000 IUs. Even they don't say that on here, we got that from Oprah. Zinc anywhere from 10 to 50 milligrams of that. SAM dash. Not sure about that. We have to, when we're not 100% sure, we have to go with what they say on the box. Now, those are some supplements that help counteract the poisons that's in the food. Anti-inflammatory foods to avoid, if at all possible. Last but not least, it's important to realize that dietary components can either trigger or prevent inflammation from getting rooted in the body. So avoiding inflammatory foods is just as important as, if not most or more, as eating anti-inflammatory ones. As a group, processed foods of all kinds tend to be pro-inflammatory, thanks to ingredients like high fructose corn syrup, soy, processed vegetable oils, trans fats, and chemical additives. So, in addition to adding anti-inflammatory foods, herbs and spices and supplements, if needed, to your diet, you will want to avoid the following as well. These are some of the foods to avoid. Refined sugar. We all know that one. Oxidated cholesterol that has gone rancid, such as from the, overcooked scrambled eggs, processed meats, your hot dogs, your hamburgers, your sausages, all that has been processed, loaded with chemicals. Industrial vegetables and seed oil, a source of antioxidant omega-6 fats such as peanut, corn, and soy oils. Foods cooked at a high temperature, especially if cooked with vegetable oil. Wow. Ooh. So, that's all, folks. I rushed through some of it because I wanted to make sure we recovered those things. To help you start on a healthier diet, I suggest following the optimized nutritional plan, which starts as beginning pause and systematically guides you step by step to the advanced levels. Okay. Now, since we got a couple minutes, I kind of skipped over some things okay, we left off at frankincense. This is, okay, let them tell you. Surgical Neurology International paper, reference number 20, also addressed the use of frankincense extract. Bodivolia Ricin noted it possesses anti-inflammatory, anti-arthritis, anesthesia properties, and is an inhibitor for a leukemia biosystem. Ooh, what was that again? Frankincense extract by Weller. As such, it's valuable in the treatment of inflammatory diseases driven by leukemia, such as degenerative and inflammatory joint destroyed, according to this paper. Quote, Abraham. It's a quote. Here we go. Reduce the total white blood cell count in your joints, and it also inhibits leukocyte elasticity, which is released in rheumatoid arthritis. In one recent study, a significantly improvement in arthritis of the knee was shown after 8 weeks of treatment with 323 milligrams of B-cetera extract taken 3 times a day. Whoa. Combination of Boswellia and Coumadin showed superior efficiency and tolerability compared with non-steroid drugs for treating active osteoarthritis. Boswellia typically is given as an extract standardized to contain 30 to 40% Boswellia acid, 300 and 400 milligrams of the 3. As early study published in Scientific Report in 2015 confirmed frankincense and myrrh are both capable of suppressing inflammatory by inhibiting the expression of inflammatory process. Wow. The importance of vitamin D3, hopefully can get to this too. Some anti-inflammatory supplements have already been mentioned, such as Coumadin, cat's claw, frankincense, and Captain, the cayenne pepper that we use on the popcorn. Other supplements with well-documented anti-inflammatory effects include vitamin D3. I suggest 10,000 IU because that's what was suggested to me by Dr. Barefoot. Okay. And then the SAM and zinc. All right. Zinc is another deficiency and nutrients for your hair. A bunch of other things too. As reported by Scientific Daily, vitamin D inhibits inflammation by reducing inflammation protein. It's a nice little quote here. Researchers examined the specific mechanism by which vitamin D might act as an immune and inflammatory pathway. They accumulate human white blood cells with various levels of vitamin D3, then expose them to LPS, a molecule associated with bacteria cell walls that is known to promote intense inflammatory response. Cells accumulate with no vitamin C and in solution containing 15 milligrams per milliliter of vitamin D produce high levels of catecholamines, IL-6, 6, and TNF, alfalfa, major actors in inflammatory response. Cells accumulate in 30 milligrams per milliliter of vitamin D and above show significantly reduced response to the ALPS. The highest level of inflammatory inhibitor occurred at 50 milligrams per milliliter. Though a complex series of experiments, the research identifies a new location where the vitamin D receptor appears to bind directly to the DNA and activates a gene known as MKP-1, which interferes with the inflammatory crusade triggered by the ALPS, which includes a molecule known as P38 and results in higher levels of IL-6 and TMF alpha. This newly identified DNA binding site for the vitamin D receptor and the significant pathway inhibited by high levels of vitamin D provide a plausible mechanism for many of the benefits that have been associated with vitamin D, based on Dr. Goldvar. The fact that we show a dose-dependent and varied response to levels commonly found in humans also add weight to the argument for vitamin D role in immune and inflammatory conditions. So, wanted to cover that, got it all in. One study I ran across a couple of years ago was talking about they can reduce 80% of the COVID deaths by people taking 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 per day. 2 years later, I found out that same vitamin D now can prevent COVID. The research goes on and continues to be suppressed. But thanks to you at WHPR, you sharing the information with other folks, together we're making a difference. We really are. And I see that. You see it. We feel it. We know it's in the air because God is with us and God is all through us and God never leaves us, never lets us down, and is there to make a big difference in our life. So you can either have faith or fear. I know that faith works. You can give us a call at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-DIET. Or come visit us from 10 to 7, Monday through Saturday at 3807 East 8 Mile Road. All right. Look forward to seeing you. And, hey, we know hugs heal, so we doing the hugging because we got that food-grade hyperoxide in the air to kill the germs so folks can feel comfortable. Peace and love, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.